Chief.
Yes, it is.
I'm happy we have our guest this Friday is Chief Panholzer. And so thank you for joining me. But before I get started, I got to say hello to Chip's mom. We always got to say hi to Chip's mom.
Hi, Chip's mom.
So just want to say another fabulous week of just filled with lots of teamwork from all of our departments, and especially Monterey Fire, which is why I have the chief here to talk about some things. It really, again, just such a great team effort with our own Carmel firefighter, paramedics, and our Monterey Fire team. But before we get started, I just have a couple of things I wanted to reference. That yesterday we had our Forest and Beach Commission meeting where Tom Ford gave a presentation on the urban forest due to and the impacts of what happened during the storm, and how staff responded and prioritized our incidents, which I'm sure you're very used to, Chief.
Yes, absolutely.
And sought feedback from our community. So we will be including that presentation in our Friday letter today, and I highly recommend that you check it out because it really was a great presentation. Also, another thing that I'm sure the Chief can probably understand is, unfortunately, somebody put some sign-ups at our beach saying that fires would be coming back in May, and that is untrue. That is not true in any way, shape, or form. There are no beach fires allowed, and they will not be returning in May, just propane. So I know our public works staff has gone back out to the beach to remove that signage and make sure that our signage is clear, but no fires.
Wishful thinking on somebody's part.
Right. Those were not city signs in any way, shape, or form. So just wanted to clarify that. Another thing that we are all, again, asking is just for everyone to be patient with our tree inspections. Public Works is still very, very backlogged on from catching up from the storm, but they are getting through it and they are making good progress. But again, just appreciate the patience with these tree inspections. Another great thing for you to check out on our city's new housing element dedicated website. So if you go to the City of Carmel website, which we will include in the Friday letter, there's a main homepage called Home Carmel, and that means housing opportunities made easier.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's
easy to remember.
Easy to remember, yes. And then just one more last thing for what's happening this week. We do have on Wednesday, April 19th at 7 p.m., we will be doing the mock city council meeting with our Carmel High School students.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, and it's a great event, so I really encourage you to tune in. We had a wonderful time last year. The students did such an amazing job, and we're excited to see what they're going to come back during this mock council, so stay tuned for that. And then we also have our third Thursday from the Farmers Market evening, our lovely family-friendly oriented event from 4 to 7 on Thursday. So please come down to Devendorf and enjoy that. But with that, really, I'm turning it over to Chief Panholzer because as you may be aware of what happened on Sunday on Easter at one of our nearby restaurants, it really was just critical. Again, our Monterey Fire team, how quickly and how fast they responded, and just great teamwork. So I'm going to hand it over to Chief Panholzer to talk more about that.
Thank you. And yes, sadly on Sunday, Easter Sunday at 5:15 p.m., we were dispatched to a fire alarm sounding, and that's one of the really things that went really well with this fire is that the fire alarm system actually worked. So a little reminder to everybody, make sure that the alarm system you have in your home is functional. Test your smoke detectors and make sure, especially if you have one of the older ones that still needs batteries to be replaced, make sure those are replaced. Because the fire alarm system did exactly what it was supposed to do. It detected a fire and then it notified us through the alarm company. We were dispatched there, and when the crews got just about a block down the street, they saw the smoke and immediately requested a full first alarm assignment, which brings a whole lot more resources. On an alarm, we just send the single engine, but for a working fire, we send 4 engine companies, a truck company, that's the one with the big ladder on top, and a chief officer. And so that was immediately dispatched. Our crews were on scene within 3 minutes of being notified, and so that's one of the other really nice things about here in Carmel is we're able, because the village is so small, we're able to provide an excellent response time. And so all those factors played in, good notification to us and quick response time. And then kudos to my crews that were on scene that day. They did an outstanding job. Everybody performed exactly as expected. And so we were able to contain the fire to just the kitchen area of the restaurant. There was some smoke and water damage throughout the building, and then when we fight a fire, we also need to get like the hot smoke and gases out of the building, and so that's why you'll see us sometimes up on a roof cutting a hole in the roof of a building, and that's just an effective way to get the heat and the gases out of the building and help us control the fire and keep it from growing. And so there was some damage done as a result of the firefighting efforts, but overall very minimal damage considering what could have happened, because it's a large restaurant, and then above it is the apartment, and certainly there's lots of buildings right close by. So kudos to everybody that was there, and sad to see that it happened. It's the cottage restaurant is a Carmel institution, but with all luck, everything will get restored and repaired, and she'll be back in business again.
And I just need to chime in and just say, yes, absolutely great job of Monterey Fire. I was on scene and they just jumped into action and really just did a fabulous job. And again, I can't thank Monterey Fire and the staff for doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, that they just jumped into action, so really appreciate that.
You're very welcome, and appreciate the kudos, and that's what we train to do, and it's always a pleasure to see that the training paid off. Not to have a fire, but when we do, I'm glad that the crews were able to do exactly what they needed to do. And with all you mentioned the outfalls of the storms and all that, and with the weather we've been having, all the wind and the rain, and many of you are still cleaning up from those storms. I know I am at my house. It's kind of weird to be thinking about wildfire, but you take a look outside and the weather's certainly changing and clearing up. And while I'm glad about that, we do need to think about wildfire. And one of the things that we are working on right now is we are developing collaboratively with the cities of Monterey, Pacific Grove, and Carmel a community wildfire protection plan. And what that plan does is it evaluates the risks of wildfire in those communities and identifies areas of heightened risks. And then eventually what we'll do is we'll have some action plans of things that we can do to help mitigate those risks and reduce the risk of wildfire and help us improve public education and outreach, and certainly also look at how we respond to wildfires should one happen and make sure that we're prepared in that way. And really key to that are two things where we're seeking the public to participate. I know many of you may have already filled out our survey, but please fill out our survey, and the links to that will be provided in the Friday letter. But also, please plan to attend the community workshops. We're hosting 3 community workshops, May 23, 24, and 25. Excuse me. The one here in Carmel will be on May 23rd, 6 p.m. at Sunset Center's Carpenter Hall, and we want you to sign up so that we can plan for the size of the audience. But even if you decide last minute that you can show up, please do so. We really want to hear from you. There will be some activities and question and answers and a brief presentation so that you can get an idea of what this is about and how you can provide input into helping us make sure that we address your concerns and that the eventual wildfire protection plan really meets the needs of the community. If you can't make the one here in Carmel, we welcome you at any of the other 2 workshops. There'll be one in Monterey at the Conference Center on May 24th, that's the following day, and then in Pacific Grove at the Community Center on Junipero on May 25th. And we'll make sure that information is also included in the Friday letter. So looking forward to the nicer weather and then everybody's participation in this so that we can have a fire-safe summer.
Great, that sounds great, Chief. So just to confirm, May 23rd is the one in Carmel.
May 23rd.
May 23rd is
6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
6 to 8 p.m. Okay.
And at Carpenter Hall at Sunset Center.
Perfect. And we will definitely make sure that in every Friday letter, we just start including that, because we do want the participation of our community. Yes. That is
that's what this is all about.
Yes,
it's absolutely. Called the Community Wildfire Protection Plan.
Great.
Notice community is the first word.
Yes, absolutely. Well, great. Thank you for sharing that with all of us, and I look forward to that meeting in May. So thank you.
Me too.
All right, so with all of that, is there anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay, well, enjoy the weekend, and in Chip's final words, take good care.